Hello, hello, good afternoon. Well, actually, not good afternoon. I'm so used to lunch with a shark. Welcome, good morning from San Diego, California, to all our attendees. Thank you for joining us on time. I really, really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to join us on today's webinar. To Anne, Mark, Shannon, B, thank you for joining us. We're probably going to give a couple of minutes to see if anybody else might want to hop on this webinar. We're actually live, and maybe somebody wants to just say hi, introduce themselves, what you guys do, what are you guys plans on launching a business. We'll be more than happy to just interact a little bit prior to starting, like in one minute or so. Mark, hi there. Looking forward to today's webinar. Same here. I hope we can clear some questions that you guys have. If you have any questions during the presentation, feel free to send them over. We can stop and answer them, or we can answer them at the end of our little presentation here. The objective that we want to is to clear as many questions as possible and give you clarity on what you guys are doing or what you guys are not supposed to do. Byron, what's up? Hi. So I guess that we'll start, and if anybody else joins, they'll be more than free to. We're probably going to share some of the presentation slides, I think. And if not, they can call us and we can schedule a consultation with them. So today's webinar, it's all about LLCs, uh, entity corporation, LLC. You think your LLC has you covered? Well, most likely it's not going to have you covered. Um, have you made some of the costly mistakes that most entrepreneurs do? Well, let's talk about the first one. You just opened your brand new restaurant. You are super excited for what the future brings. You have taken advice from another business owner, and they just suggested you, they did not advise you, they suggested you to open up an LLC to protect your personal assets. And you took the cheap route to create your LLC. And you use one of those places that they do LLCs for $49 online. Then you went ahead and opened your bank account. The bank officer even helped you to get your tax ID number right there in the branch. They made you some documents, and you're ready to start making money. You're all set. Yay, you have a $49 LLC. Next, you are moving forward in your business. Your customers are not coming in as fast as you thought. Bills are piling up, and realize you don't have enough money to pay a couple of your personal bills. This happens more often than you can imagine to every business owner. Trust me. Okay. So you think I can just take $100 from the business to help me pay my personal bills or my personal rent or whatever you want personally, it should be fine. Good. Or all of a sudden, someone slips and falls in your restaurant and they take everything, even your brand new house, your investment, and everything you have built. But you say, I have an LLC to protect me. Well, that went the other. Um, that's not right. There's a small gap there. There's a window of opportunity for the person that slipped. How can you stop from losing everything that you own if your fellow restaurateur told you to open an LLC, told you to open a corporation. I want to introduce myself. Who is Vidal? Vidal is the Shark CFO. Uh, we have more than 20 years of experience. We have provided external controller and CFO services to multiple multinational companies. We are a binational certified company, Mexico, US. We are experts on international taxation as well. And also, I am a business owner, entrepreneur, bestseller author, and TEDx speaker, among other things. Who is Invictus Advisors? You might say. Well, Invictus Advisors, we are a international business consulting firm that we utilize your numbers to help you expand globally. We provide corporate governance advice. We provide CFO services. And at the same time, we do some tax planning there. What are we going to cover in this presentation? Biggest mistakes business owners make. So basically, we're going to tell you how to utilize your entity and top 5 ways to use your LLC. And the biggest mistakes, which are mixing personal and financial, business financial. We are not attorneys, okay? So we're going to talk a little bit about what the corporate veil means. You should consult with your attorney, okay? The corporate veil, commingling funds between your personal and business account. So the first one is, and I just said it, mixing personal and business finances. This pierces the corporate veil. In layman's terms, corporate veil is the elimination, is the protection that these LLC or corporation provides to the members or shareholders. Okay, so that's probably one of the most seek reasons why entrepreneurs incorporate or create an LLC to protect them from their business activities. But the fact that you might utilize your business account as your personal banking account, your personal petty cash will pierce the corporate veil. Okay, this it's not done automatically. This has to be done through courts in case of a legal issue. So, is it fixable? Well, it is fixable. If you pierce the corporate veil, if you lose that protection, it is fixable. I'm going to give you some nuggets here. The first thing you need to do is recognize that the expense was not a business expense, inaccurate financials, okay? And do is you actually create a note payable from you to the company for that total amount. Plain and simple. That must be approved by the members of the LLC. We're talking about the LLC. LLC does not have owners. They're called members. Versus a corporation, they are called shareholders. Okay? So not everything is lost. So what you do is you just simply create that note payable to the company. When you have mixed personal and business expenses through your, you also have inaccurate financials. At the same time, by having inaccurate financials, your tax returns are going to be inaccurate. They're going to have expenses that are not very ordinary in your business. At the same time, this doesn't help you with banking or selling your business. It actually has more expenses than what they're supposed to have. Okay? Also, the mix of your personal and your business does not show the separation of entities. Yes, you're going to tell me, I am the owner of my company. You are. You are also owner of your kids. But they're different than you are. So the way you need to see your LLC, it's the same way. Even though you created it, even though you created your own kids, they're different than you. So by that, you must treat them like that, different than you are. They are separate entities. When you create a business, same as a baby. So don't mix your monies. Separate your personal and separate your business. Something going here. So, sorry, we are live. Okay, here. So if you already made this mistake, you probably are worried right now, how can I fix it? Well, I already told you, the way to fix it is create a note payable from you to the company, okay? Approve it by every member of the LLC or shareholders. And that's simple. Create the account payable in your accounting, and that's simple. You're going to have to reimburse it as soon as possible, okay? You're going to have to pay interest on that are reasonable, because otherwise the IRS, in case of an audit, might say that that's income to you in the way of distributions or salary, whichever carries the biggest penalty and the biggest tax impact. Okay, so I know, everything comes down to money. So be very diligent, go through your accounting, go through your numbers, and that's very simple. Okay, you don't have to close your business. You don't have to create a new company. You don't have to start from scratch. Just be diligent and recognize it. Let's go back here. I'm sorry. Remember, we're live. So it is fixable, right? Do I need an LLC or not? Most accountants, CPAs, uh, attorneys might recommend you to wait until you reach certain threshold in your revenue to open an LLC, to open a corporation. Our recommendation is don't. You have to create a entity structure the very first moment you might have your very first client. Your legal entity, your corporate structure, it's part of the foundation of every amazing, successful endeavor. Okay? You must be protected. You must be ready for whatever comes your way. So our recommendation is to start creating a entity rather sooner than later. An entity, after you had your first 2, 3 clients, or even 1 year in business, it's not going to backdate that protection. It's not going to give you those benefits. Okay, so Plain and simple, start the very first moment you decide to go on an endeavor, a enterprise, a business adventure. Top 5 ways to properly use an LLC. So let's say that we already decided that we're starting a business and we're going to continue with the trend of the restaurant. Why the restaurant? Well, most people, if they don't know me, I used to own 3 restaurants in a catering company several years ago. So I'm very versed on when it comes to a restaurant industry. It's very complicated, trust me. So I've decided to open my restaurant, whatever it is, even a small little restaurant that it's run from your kitchen because you're selling a little lunch and dinner for your neighbors and things like that. Start with your LLC. So let's say that we already have our LLC created by a trusted advisor, okay? Not the cheap way that it's $49. The protection of the LLC, it's not on the birth certificate, okay? What they're doing is they're just simply selling you the input information on that first form that you file with the state to give birth to your entity. Seek legal advice so you can have all the documents specifically tailored to you. Don't download them from Google. Don't. Okay? The first thing that you need to do, as you can imagine, is open 2 checking accounts. Yes. Why 2 checking accounts? It's very simple. 2 checking accounts will help you to manage your money, your company's money. One account should be only used for your income revenue. That's it. You are not supposed to have anything else other than the revenue being deposited into that account. We call it internally your funding account. Okay? Funding revenue income account. The other account should be your expense account. Every single expense that goes through your company comes out of that account. Now, twice a month, yes, only twice a month. And I'm going to explain why. You are going to transfer enough funds to cover those expenses from your funding account into your expense account. Why twice a month? The reason is that you're going to manage your cash flow better doing this. You're going to pay twice a month. You're going to increase your funding account for the first 15 days and then for the next 15 days. And you're controlling your cash. Cash is king. It's very important to control your cash. What I'm just describing in accounting terms, it's called internal control. Okay, so you're just controlling, managing a better way your resources, your funds. Second, open one business credit card. Yes, it's not that complicated to get credit, small credit card for your company. By opening one business credit card, it can help you keep your lines of credit open with your vendors. Maybe you can open an American Express, use their account, their credit card for one whole month. It's in the 28 cycle, and you pay it at the end of the month, 28 later. So you use it, 28 days later, you pay. So then it's almost like 45 days that you have a credit for the total amount of your credit card. At the same time, it helps you build credit and provides you with a financial stability you may need to continue with your business and day-to-day operation. Do not use this card for personal expenses. I'm going to tell you an example. Mind you, we have 24 years of experience, okay? And our friends, our clients tend to, from time to time, run through their credit card by mistake. By mistake, I can attest to that. Some personal expenses that they want to try to hide, like business expenses. We catch them, and we actually have to go through the whole process that I told you. We create a note. We create it as a accounts receivable for the company. They owe it. Blah 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 blah. Right? And they call me and they say, "Hey, why did you do that?" And I say, "Well, you know what? The only reason we're doing it is because we're protecting you, first of all, from any possible liability or exposure that you might have with your clients or anyone walking in front of your business. And second, if we catch it, there's 99.99% certainty that in case of an audit, the IRS agent is going to catch it." Oh, that is true. So never use your credit cards for personal expenses. They always smell it. They always see it because most business owners, we tend to use our business credit cards for meals on the weekend with our family. Guess what? They check the dates on the expense through your receipt and through your credit card statement. If it's on a Sunday, who meets with a client on a Sunday? Create a DBA under the business name. Okay, this is very interesting. Most of us tend to name our entity, which is the LLC, the same as our trademark or our commercial business name or the way that we're going to be shown to the world. We discourage doing this. Name your LLC XYZ 2456.22 LLC, and then create a doing business as, which is your commercial name, the way that you're going to be known to the world for your product or service. Do you think that Coca-Cola, their legal entities, are called Coca-Cola LLC? No. By now, they do have their name in their entity name, but it's protected. Yours isn't. Okay? So it's very important that you separate that liability, that you separate that name. Okay? Most people will know you as your common name. Most people will know you as McDonald's, as Coca-Cola, as Invictus Advisors. That's not our legal name. That's our commercial name. Okay? Number 4. This is very interesting. Pull all licenses, agreements, contracts under your company name. Guess what? What's your company name? Your company name is your LLC or your corporation name. Most of us tend to get our licenses under our business name, under our trade name, our commercial name. What you need to do is, or even under a personal name, I've seen people that go to the city of San Diego to pull their business license for their company under themselves for their commercial name, running an LLC. Do you get it? So why did you create it, the LLC? I am not an attorney, but in case of a lawsuit, the court is going to analyze the intent. How did you intend it at that particular moment to act? If your business license, it's under your name, you have some business commingling between your personal and in business accounts, then therefore your intent was not to have an LLC protection. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you understand? Do you get it? So keep your personal information far away from your business to help create a barrier between your business and personal finances at all times. Licenses, permits, agreements, contracts. Contracts should be under your business name, and they should be signed in your LLC character as a member or managing member, not personally. Okay? So be very careful. I'm pretty sure you might not have known this. But if you just sign, if I were to sign this agreement, for instance, this is a lease agreement, and it's done under Invictus Advisors. First of all, that's not my company name. Second, Vidal Espinosa, that's it. I just signed this agreement as a individual. But I could have signed it Vidal Espinosa, managing member of XYC LLC, one blah, blah, blah. That actually shows the intent of me doing business in this agreement with my company. Consult your attorney, consult your advisor, not your neighbor. Oh, compliance, compliance, compliance. Number 5, keep filing up to date. Yes, it's very important that you keep all your filings up to date. Missing deadlines can result in penalties and late fees. That's the least that can happen. But the worst case scenario is that your company could be, might be, will be suspended or dissolved by the state. Yes. If your company in any point of time is suspended, anything that you do from the date that it was suspended until it's revived, you've done it under your personal liability. That's right. Yes, you have an LLC. Not really. So be very, very sure and aware that you are compliant, that you are current. All the work that you put into keeping your business and personal finances separate will not matter if you don't stay up to date with your filings. Did you guys knew about this? Just filing your birth certificate, which in this case for an LLC are called articles of organization, does not grant you, provide you all the legal and separation of liabilities that an LLC could give. So, with that said, do you guys have any questions that we can answer for you? Byron has one here. Some people will buy an insurance policy under their DBA name. Then, when there is a claim, the insurance carrier will not offer coverage because they didn't get the policy under their entity name. That is 100% correct, because the insurance policy was written, requested under a different person other than their entity. Remember, when we said that your entity, your LLC, your business structure, it's different than you. Maybe you got your DBA, you're doing business as, under your name. So therefore, that policy, that premium, it's not for your LLC. All your contracts, all your agreements might be under your LLC. Therefore, there's 2 different businesses. That's what happens. You lost all your premiums. You cannot go after the insurance because it's actually an oversight on your part. Now, people, Byron might be able to help you. So, or your broker, your insurance broker, would be able to help you because they will review, if they're good, they'll review your documents. They'll ask you the right questions. Your advisor will know what to ask when it comes to your business, to your insurances, to your employees. They will be able to ask you the right questions, not your neighbor, not your friend, your coworker, not your fellow restaurateur or whatever industry you're at. They just speaking as to what they know about their business. Even though you might see that they're the same, you're in the same industry, they're not the same. There's always differences between their business and your business. I know that I've provided you a lot of information for you to handle or to like, shit, where should I start? What can I do? Blah, 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 blah. Today, we're offering a 30-minute LLC risk review. If you already have an LLC, we can actually review it, see what you have, what you're missing, what you don't have, what you can have. How can we fix it? How can we can straighten the path? We can actually make sure that your personal finances are not at risk, because ultimately we all are in business to increase our personal wealth, our personal finances, our state. We want to protect our legacy, our state, or our family. And you might be at risk. You might be so exposed that you can actually lose everything. You can actually lose the protection from the insurance companies as well. So this review is for someone that has questions in their personal finances. They're at risk. They need to determine if their LLC is complete or doesn't understand how to use the LLC. Trust me, the articles of organization do not come with instructions. Instructions are not included. Your neighbor, your coworker, your friend is not providing you instructions on how to use an LLC, right? Pretty much for everything that we buy, even for our cell phones, we get instructions. Your LLC doesn't come with instructions. So this review is not for someone who can't handle the truth. I am very honest, I'm very straightforward. Really wants to keep their business and personal finances not separated. So you want to continue, it's my business, I'll do whatever the hell I want. Well, continue doing what the hell what do you want. Period. That's it. Yes, I understand. It's your business. Don't know their business inside out. You might think that you know your business inside out. You don't. So this consultation, it's not for you. This review will find out if your business and personal finances are at risk. We'll assess it and we'll let you know. We will help you get back on track with your LLC. Remember, not everything is lost. You probably screwed up, but there's always a solution to every problem. Let's not focus on the problems. Okay. Review your internal processes to help you decrease the risk. We will assess your internal controls and even help you create them and implement them. Because there's nothing worse than having in your desk, in your desktop, your internal controls, but not implementing it, not using them. And we will determine the best course of action to protect your business and protect you. You are the most important piece in all this. So schedule a call with our team at invictus-advisors.com/LLC risk review. And we can help you create an amazing path for your future. So if there's any other questions, let us know here. And if not, just let us send us through this link for a consultation. We'll be more than happy to assess it, answer questions, and thank you so much.